Hey yogis, welcome back. I'm Bethany. Today we're looking at a beginner's tutorial for downward facing dog, so breaking down the posture. We start standing behind the fabric, bringing the hammock up to hip height, coming up to the toes, and then taking one step forward. Bend the front knee and slowly hinge forward with the hips, taking the hands down to the floor as far forward as you can reach. Walk the feet back until they float. Drop the head, drop the chest, and keep the fingertips glued to the floor. To come back up, take a step forward, hands to the legs, and then come back up. Now this is one way to get into the posture. Here's the second way. Maybe you can try using blocks. So often I have students that have trouble getting into this posture the first time. So lifting the hands up off the floor can really help. So it's the same setup, fabric in front, take a step forward. And then as you lean forward, you'll bring the hands down to find the blocks. So it's like an extension of the arms. Holding onto the blocks, press them down into the floor, and then walk the feet back to float. You can also try pressing the hips down into the fabric and really think upper body heavy. Maybe swaying the hips feels really nice if you can get into the posture at first. And to come out, you slowly look forward, drop the feet down, walk the hands back, and slow roll through the spine, come up to stand in mountain pose. So another trick is if it hurts to use a blanket and place it at the base of the hammock. So you can use that just as a little bit of cushion to take off the pressure on the front of the hips. Same setup, take a step forward, lean forward, and glue the fingertips down to the floor. Walking the feet back until they float. Swaying the hips, dropping the head, and really enjoying the posture here. Okay, so now that you know how to get into downward facing dog, what can you do once you're there? So there's a few options. The first is a down dog twist. So pressing into the right hand, take the left arm to cross. You can keep the legs parted in down dog, or if you'd like, you can bring the toes together and the heels together to connect for more of a pike twist. And then taking the opposite arm across, and you see the pike twist here. Looking underneath the arm, gazing up towards the ceiling. And then with both hands down, you can look under the right arm again, and this time bend the right knee and press the right foot into the back of the fabric. Same thing other side, really pressing the feet into the hammock, and that creates a really nice stretch to the front of the hips and thighs. You can sway the hips. This is one of my favorite postures. And then from there, you can slowly extend one leg at a time. Looking under the arm can help just find your way upside down. Bringing the heels into connect again. Slowly walk the hands out wide like you're drawing the face of the sun. And as you walk the hands out, the head drops towards the floor. And when you feel steady, reach for the backs of the legs, finding this pike variation. And it's okay if the toes touch the floor here, then maybe the hammock should just be a little bit higher. Option to grab behind the thighs and tuck into a ball, maybe taking the forehead towards the knees. Really moving steady and slow here is key. The pressure is still staying on the fabric, hips are heavy, head is heavy. And then to come out, you come out the same way that you walked back in, moving very slow. Another option here is to move into three-legged dog. Same setup for the hip hang, except you tuck the foot around the outside of the fabric and then extend the leg. Foot can be flexed or pointed, but flex makes it feel a little bit more secure. And then you walk the hands out wide, just as you did before, and reach for the leg. But this time, you're in a down dog split. Maybe pulling the leg in towards you to stretch through the leg, or you can press the leg away to stretch through the shoulders. To come out, you move in the same way. You move out the same way as you moved in. And then here I'm showing a pike again, and then walking the hands back forward, feet to the ground. Bend the knees and slowly roll up to stand. Okay, let's look at a few common mistakes in downward facing dog, things not to do. These are things that I've noticed with my students, and it can help you get into the posture a little easier. So the first one is forgetting to bend the front knee. Really bend the front knee to both protect the leg, and also it helps you reach the floor. And then when you're walking the feet back, think drop your chest rather than trying to jump and lift the feet. So drop the head using the upper body as leverage, press the hips down and lift the feet. The next one I see is that I see the students really lifting the feet up high and straight through the center. If we do that, it becomes a bit of a gymnastics mistake, maybe. As you can see, the feet would go right through the fabric. So we want to think legs wide or closer to the floor. That's the safest place to be. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Have fun and see you next time.